Hi there, welcome back. Now, heading back to the classic Spectrum era, specifically 1984, after my brief sojourns into homebrew territory, with Cosmic Kanga, which was written by Dominic Wood and released via Micromania, 1984, for the Spectrum. So here we go. Now, usual woefully inept gameplay warning video here. I've been playing this game for a couple of hours today. No good at it, but I have quite enjoyed it. It's been quite fun to play. So Cosmic Kanga, right? You are the kangaroo, and you've got to go from left to right across the screen, avoiding all the baddies, basically racking up as many points as you can for all the collectibles. There's a warning as to what's deadly on each level. Now that warning pops up at the start of each level. Controls are A to Z for up and down, N and M for left and right, and any other key on the bottom row to fire a boxing glove. Now, it looks fairly simple, but it's actually quite tricky to get the hang of, in that your left and right controls only work when you are on the ground or on a surface, and once you've pressed it, you are committed to that movement, basically. So you have to have a good old look at the screen and have your wits about you to work out when is going to be the best time to jump, if at all, or in what direction you go. Now, it looks fairly sort of sedate and ploddy, but I've actually quite enjoyed it. Now, it's a game that has popped up a few times. I downloaded it from World of Spectrum ages ago, and kept on meaning to sort of play it and have a try, but something else always caught my eye, and I never got round to it until today. And I was like looking through my collection of stuff, and I thought, oh bloody hell, I've got to actually go and give that a play, and I'm quite glad that I did. Now, how did it do? Right, Crash in August of 1984, issue number 7, scored it 88%, and a Crash Smash, which I always thought Crash Smashes were 90% and above, but never mind. It got a Crash Smash, and they were quite complimentary towards it. Now, Mr. Wood himself goes to World of Spectrum. Is credited with working on 11 titles for the Spectrum. 1942, Cybertron, Ghost Revenge, Invasion Force, Cosmic Kanga, Mantronics, Pengy, Project Future, Robocop 3, Tutankhamun, and Viz the computer game. Now, going back to Cosmic Kanga, as you can see, this is, the graphics are quite sort of crisp, quite clear, fairly well detailed for what they need to be. I mean, you can sort of guess what each sprite and character is supposed to be, etc., etc. The music and sound, or the music's a bit, well, the only word to describe it really is ropey, which ties in nicely with Tie My Kangaroo Down sport. Oh dear, shoot me now. Crap jokes. Wasn't even a joke. Jokes are supposed to be funny. Right, so yeah, should you, if you've never seen Cosmic Kanga, have a look at it. Yeah, because it's got quite, it's quite challenging, and it is fun. It's not, I don't consider it as a classic or one of the favourite games I've ever played, but it certainly is nowhere near the list of the worst games I've ever played. It's I've quite enjoyed discovering this one. I didn't know of it back in the day, I don't think, and I didn't know anyone back in the day who sort of ever played it, so it sort of is sort of fairly new to me. That being said, there's bound to be several of you out there who do remember the game with either positive or negative memories of it. I'd be interested to hear whether or not you know the game, whether or not you A, enjoyed it, or B, thought it was a pile of old boots. Let me know at the bottom in the comments. I'd be interested to find out what people actually thought of it, despite the Crash Smash review. There's bound to have been people for and against the game. Now, as you can see, I'm really quite woeful at this, as well as every other game I've ever brought you a video of. But I have had fun learning it and being reminded of my the scale of my ineptitude at playing any kind of game, really. I mean, my crapness in gameplay has followed me from ZX Spectrum days all the way through to modern games. I'm no good at the Call of Duties. I'm no good at the FIFAs. You know, the Grand Theft Autos and stuff. I'm just all over the place in them. Games like Skyrim, I have to be given tutorials how to play by my daughter, who's completed it sort of several times, but I actually always found it quite dull, really. The only modern game I've ever sort of had any kind of joy or success with was the first Dishonored, and I think that was because I loved it so much that I just played it incessantly to the point where I was good at it. I mean, I played an extraordinary amount of that game, wasted an awful lot of time on Dishonored on the Xbox 360. I haven't got Dishonored 2 yet. Hopefully Santa has that in his sack for me next week. If he doesn't, I am going to pull... I don't like Christmas anyway, but if I don't get Dishonored 2, I'm going to pull a mega strop, I think. And why not? Anyway, back to Cosmic Kanga. Yeah, it's probably not a game I'm going to revisit time and time again. You know, it's not a Xeno or a Target Renegade. It's not in those realms of playability for me. But then it's a completely different type of game. It does present quite a good challenge, especially the thing I said with the controls, and as you can sort of may have been able to pick out through the video, that once you commit yourself to a direction, you're actually fucked if you have made the wrong choice. You can't sort of alter your course in mid-air. At least I don't think you can. There we go. I successfully traversed the first level, and I'm now in this Egyptian themed one. The baddies and stuff have changed in this, but the sort of premise is exactly the same. You know, get as far as you can from left to right, avoiding getting killed and blowing up the things that can do you woe. So there we go, Cosmic Kanga, nice little game. Check it out if you haven't. If you like the video, please let me know. If you wish to subscribe, please do. It would be great to hear from you if you've got any comments to make about the games or any suggestions about the videos and how, you know, if there's anything you'd like to see, if there's anything you think I should do. Serious answers, not facetious ones like give up. Anyway, we're now into the weekend. It's been good getting back into making the videos. I thank you ever so much for your time in watching the video. Have a great weekend. Take care of yourselves. I hope you don't get dragged to town doing Christmas shopping like is planned for me tomorrow, because I hate it and I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. Anyway, thanks ever so much for watching. Take care of yourselves. Have a fantastic weekend and goodbye.